In this video, I'm going to talk about two of the Charlotte Tilbury products I consider to be the worst that she makes and the one that I think is amazing. And for those first two products that I mentioned, I'm going to show you really good dupes that cost just a fraction of the price. Links will be down below in the description box. Now, it is my humble opinion that Charlotte Tilbury is basically running some sort of marketing grift on some of her products. My name is Helen, I'm a writer. I also have a newsletter that features a lot of products that I like and ones that I dislike as well. HelenAvery.substack.com. It's free, it gets delivered right into your inbox once a week. So I know everyone wants to know exactly which products I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you right now, and then I'm gonna give you the dupes, and then I'm gonna tell you the one I really like. The first one that I think is just not a great product at all. I have no idea why it's this popular. I think that people that like it just have not tried a lot of different moisturizers, and that is Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. Listen, this is some people's holy grail, and when they get their makeup done or they do their own makeup, they have to be wearing this underneath. I've heard of makeup artists, not that I am one myself, but I've had them say that they have to keep it in their kit because some people insist on using this underneath their makeup. I think it sucks. I've used it, it's too heavy, it feels like wearing a layer of glue on your face. Don't love the formulation, and most of all, I do not like the scent. I'm someone who really loves luxury scent, but this product ain't it. It is too strong and it has a not fresh. It smells stale, but that's just the scent of it. I've seen all kinds of dupes for it. The number one I've seen is Nivea Creme, but like they say Nivea Creme is like a dupe for everything, including La Mer. I'm gonna show you one that I don't think you know probably is a really good dupe without the scent, and that is La Roche-Posay's Cicapace Balm B5. And that's kind of a mouthful to say. I'll hold it up a little closer. You can rarely get this at Target, CVS. The price is generally, I think, under $20, even for a larger size bottle. So it is affordable, it lasts and lasts, and it is very thick, much like the Magic Cream. The crazy thing about the Magic Cream is like one of the top ingredients is shea butter, which is not even an expensive ingredient. I think people just like it because it really does sink into your fine lines. I think that is the reason that people think that this is a Magic Cream, but I think it's just too heavy. I have owned Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. I do not own it anymore because I just don't think it's worth it. When I ran out of a really small size bottle, which was like, I want to say it was $85 where I live, which is insane. I think that that's like, who wants to pay that kind of money for a moisturizer? It's just too much considering there's so much on the market that does a better job. So I would strongly suggest if you sort of want the look and feel of that and you don't want to pay the price, but you want something heavy duty, this is your best bet. Okay, the next product that I think is just part of the Charlotte Tilbury sort of marketing grift is Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is a liquid product. It is basically a liquid highlighter that's trying to be everything, and therefore it is nothing. It's supposed to be something you could wear alone. I don't recommend doing that. It doesn't look great. It's supposed to be something you could mix theoretically with other foundation. I find actually it affects the longevity of foundation when you do that. And I find it's just kind of shiny and glittery. I'm in my 40s, and so for me, that is not the all over sort of look that I want. It highlights pores, flaws, it sinks into lines you didn't even know you had. I'm not exactly sure why this is a beloved product. I think maybe for people that don't have those kind of skin issues, maybe it looks great on them and very radiant. But you know, I find it just like your face is sparkly and then nothing else is sparkly, like all over. The best use for it, I think, is just a liquid highlighter, but it doesn't do anything that Charlotte Tilbury's powder highlighter products don't do. And the thing about the powder highlighter products is they will last for a long time. Theoretically, this stuff, the way it is with the doe foot applicator, is gonna go bad eventually. So for me, this is a firm no. I think this is a terrible product. It does not look good. And worst of all, it's really expensive. It is, where I live in Canada, $66.50, which is a complete ripoff. You can get this product, which is a very effective dupe. It is e.l.f.'s Halo Glow. I've made a full review on this, so I will link it up. Go ahead and watch that next if you're interested on what I think about this. But I think about them as sort of the same, which is that they're both not great. They're trying to be everything. They're just a marketing scam that actually accomplishes, in fact, nothing that a highlighter or just calling this liquid highlighter would not have accomplished. And again, the thing that bothers me is this is marketed as, what does it say here? Super Stay Youth Glow. So it's supposed to be for people, I would presume, that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s and over, and yet it does not look good on us. So what are we doing here with this product? I would say, if you're asking my advice, don't buy it, but if you really do want a product like this, just get the Halo Glow. It is literally a fraction of the cost, and to my mind, if I had one on this side and I had one on this side, they would look very similar. maybe not identical, but similar enough to get away with the drugstore dupe. I just find in general, the marketing associated with Charlotte Tilbury is very, very heavy-handed. I just wished she would let the products speak for themselves. We don't need all this like, corrects 98% of this and makes you look 72% younger. I find that they like to throw stats on a lot of the packaging, and even when you go in store and you sort of look at the displays of the makeup, and it's not necessary. It doesn't sway me at all. If anything, it turns me off and makes me think like, what are you really getting? And why would I pay all this extra money for just these like all this extra marketing that I don't need? Because these products are expensive. I also have a pet theory, and my pet theory is that anything kind of liquidy, and I would consider like moisturizer part of that, I would consider the foundations for the most part to be part of that. I would say even lipstick to some degree are either just okay or overpriced. But on the flip side, I feel like the powders that Charlotte Tilbury makes are actually exceptional and worth paying the money for. Now, before I get on to the product that I really love and can do no wrong, I thought it could be fun to do a little throwback to this product. You guys remember this? I'm not 100% sure if Charlotte Tilbury still makes them. She probably does, but I know that this particular palette in this shade, these shades I should say, is not available anymore because I wanted to buy it and replace it years ago and I couldn't find one. It's an instant look in a palette, 5-minute face on the go. Have you seen this? This is sort of her, I'm gonna say hero product when she first launched here in North America. Look at this, I've panned almost everything in this palette. It was so good at the time. You know, there's this beautiful sort of blush, and you know, she likes to do the two blushes where you have this sort of big sweep and then you have this sort of pop of color. I killed those, we hit pan. Look at the eyeshadows, all gone. This one still has quite a bit left in it, and that's why I'm still keeping this, even though I know it's old, but love this palette so much. These powders were exceptionally nice, made in Italy, you know, just so finely milled. This highlighter was just so good. So this was nice, but I guess my one knock on a lot of her powders though is that they don't show on every type of skin tone. My particular skin tone, I find that you really have to build them, and sometimes they just don't show at all. They're just too minimal. If I could get this palette again, I would buy it in a heartbeat. I really loved the eyeshadow colors. They still look good. True neutrals through and through. You know, the pink was soft. This other pink was soft too. So good. It's a shame that it looks like this right now and there's not a replacement for it, because even the packaging of Charlotte Tilbury is really, really nice. It reminds me of Chanel. It's got that really beautiful lacquer that just is almost indestructible. You know, I have dropped this, unfortunately, a number of times, but it held up, and luckily none of the stuff inside cracked, but really good quality packaging, and that has not changed. So this I bought years ago. This is the eyeshadow product that I love that I'm gonna talk about in a second. And again, this is not, you can feel it is not quite as good quality as it was a few years ago, but it's still quite good. The quality of everything is deteriorated. I'm sure you guys have noticed, like the cases, the packaging, you're just always getting less and you're somehow paying more. How's that possible? Okay, let's just talk about my favorite all-time Charlotte Tilbury product next to this one, because as I said, I think her eyeshadows are amazing. I actually have tried many eyeshadows. I have tried many different types. I've tried Tarte's, you know, eyeshadow. I've tried drugstore eyeshadow. Nothing compares, I think, to this Charlotte Tilbury quad if you're looking for a true neutral, which I am. As you know, they don't make this anymore, so that would have been my preference to purchase that, but when it ran out, I was like, I need to replace that with something that's gonna have neutrals in it. And Charlotte Tilbury, her eyeshadows often don't have as many neutrals as we may like. So what we're stuck with is this, which is called the Sophisticate. So this is an eyeshadow quad, beautiful matte shades, this white shade that I don't use very often. This is my favorite shade right here that I use for the sweep color. And then I got this one, which I use for my crease. I'm gonna show you guys my hand as I'm swiping these in a second. And this one is too dark, pretty much, but sometimes I'll use it in my eyebrow. But again, the issue with Charlotte, the upside is that these colors are beautiful. The downside is that, and they're easy, very easy to blend. And I did wanna mention that because I'm not great at eyeshadow. I will readily admit that, but Charlotte Tilbury shadows are the easiest to blend in, so I should have actually started what I was saying with that. For me, that makes it worth it. They're just so easy to blend. I've not found that to be the case with any other eyeshadow brand, ever. Here they are, and you'll see, I guess the upside is easy to blend. The downside is they can be quite faint. Like, you do have to build sometimes, but that said, I think you'll have this for years. Closer look. So there we have it. One hit, which is Charlotte Tilbury's eyeshadow quad in the Sophisticate, and two misses, which is her iconic magic cream that I think kind of sucks. And also her Flawless filter, which I also think kind of sucks. And two dupes for them. The dupe for the Magic Cream was La Roche-Posay. I will put a link down below for that one. I won't link up the products that I don't like. I don't like it when people do that. Like, if you don't like it, why are you linking it up down below? Anyway, and also a dupe for Flawless Filter, which is Halo Glow, which I also don't like this product, so go ahead and watch that video on this next and you'll see why. I'll include a link also to this wonderful eyeshadow that I fully endorse. Thanks so much for watching. Sign up for my newsletter. I'll see you there, or I'll see you here in the next video. I'll also put up a link to my video on how to get Sephora samples, lots of them. Go ahead and watch that next.